a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
The bits, the bits, the bits, the bits, the bits.
Charlie, say something funny right now.
Something funny right now.
I fucking hate you. Welcome to the fucking bits, hosted by your two fucking favorite jam buds
Charlie,
and fucking Robert.
are we just really earning that explicit rating today? Just like fuck, fuckity fuck, fuckity fuck, fuck, fuck.
Fuck,
Fuckity
fuckity, fuck, fuck. It's really funny because YouTube has cracked down, and we're just talking about YouTube for a second. YouTube has cracked down, and they will demonetize / not promote your video if you say swear words within the first 30 seconds.
Interesting.
Interesting, I know. I'm learning about YouTube stuff for reasons unknown. Hey, Charlie,
Hey, Robert,
do you like watermelon?
I do like watermelon.
Fantastic. Then you should like this wonderful episode of Steven Universe Season 1, Episode 34, Watermelon Steven, which premiered November 20th, 2014. Can you believe we're alive?
I can't believe we're alive. Are we alive? You sure?
Maybe. But potentially. Here's the thing. Being alive means something different to everyone.
Okay. Interesting. What does it mean to you?
Good question. Charbellino, do we have any mail?
I don't believe I saw any when I checked our email earlier today.
Okay, but Mr. Postman, did you bring the post?
That's Spotify for podcasters. Nope. The postman did not bring the post. No postman. None post. Left beef.
Shut the fuck up.
What?
Out of all the things to reference, none pizza with left beef.
That's what comes to my brain. I'm sorry.
How about if something intelligent came to your brain?
That's not possible for me. I'm just a thembo.
A thembo. Oh my god. Are you such a thembo?
I am. I have a pin
Oh
that
my
says so.
god. I didn't know you were such a I hate doing the like super effeminate like quote unquote gay voice sometimes, but also sometimes it's really fun to do just because like normally my voice is at a little bit of a lower register, as you can hear.
No way, really?
No way, right? It's not that low normally. It's like this weird middle ground. But if I raise it up, I sound like some really pretentious British person. I sound like Fran. Anyway, the
I
test.
wonder why you're playing with your voice actor skills here. I don't know.
Oh god, it's a great thing to practice voice acting in general. It is for the project that I'm launching in June, but also I might just become a part-time voice actor for shits and giggles, so who knows?
You should do it. You should do it. I believe in you. Just like I believe in Steven.
Do you want to hear my Venom voice?
Yes.
Parker, our pronouns are they, them. Not because we're non-binary, but it's because we're two people.
Love that. Amazing.
It's great. But speaking of two people, this episode opens up with Steven and his dad having a like watermelon seed spitting contest.
Yeah.
Charlie, did you ever believe that old story that if you eat a watermelon seed, a watermelon will grow inside you?
I don't think I ever necessarily believed it. Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm a gullible person. I was a gullible child. I just remember, I think that was in like the Rugrats at some point.
Yeah, no, that's my only exposure to it too. My
Okay.
parents never told me shit about that. They didn't care. They're like, if you swallow a watermelon seed, whatever. The Rugrats episode scarred me for life when they're like, yeah, no, a watermelon baby will explode inside you and you will die.
Well, did a watermelon baby explode inside of Steven in this episode?
It did not, but I don't think he swallowed any of the seeds.
True, but he did in fact have watermelon babies. That was why I said that.
Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high. Harry Styles, why are you here?
I don't know. We're doing lots of fun little spits for our watermelons.
Have you ever spit a watermelon seed like intentionally?
No, I have not.
I've done it a few times at like the best way I can explain it is like dude experiences, like really, really broy dude experiences. Like
Mm,
I'm sharing a beer with some friends or whatever, and we're like just sitting around and we're like, hey, let's spit watermelon seeds at these beer cans. And that sounds like the best fucking idea that three 28-year-old or 18-year-olds could have. Jesus Christ, I forget how old I am. I'm not
yeah,
even
some
28 yet.
28-year-olds.
I'm not even 28 yet. I just
No, you're
turned
not.
27. I'm ancient. I'm
You're
old. Charlie.
so old.
Hey Charlie, that's coming for you in a little under 3 months, right? That's how
Don't
no, a little over 3 months.
don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about my age.
27. Are you just some ageless ethereal being?
I am an ageless ethereal being. How did you know?
You have your shirt that says ageless ethereal being.
Absolutely. You're
And
you're
on the back
totally
it
correct
says
about this.
sex magnet.
Yeah, that definitely I have that. Uh-huh.
So they're just spitting watermelon seeds around, and then Steven like falls asleep, and he wakes up the next day to see that there are a bunch of watermelon shaped things on the
I
ground.
mean, specifically, they were just doing like a couple seeds, and then Steven's like, "Oh, I gotta outdo my dad. I gotta do this whole big trick." He eats like so many seeds and then spits them in every direction in a whirlwind, and that's why this happens. That's why you get so many watermelon Stevens at the end of it.
I'm not gonna lie, because I remember when the watermelon Stevens come into play later. I kind of skipped over this episode the first time I watched like through the series, so I'm like, why the
Wow.
fuck are there watermelon Stevens?
This is why. This is why there are watermelon Stevens. We also can't forget the watermelon crown that Greg makes for Steven
I mean,
and then
what
puts in his hair. It's disgusting and it's also beautiful at the same time.
they need a king.
Your water majesty. Anyway.
Water milady.
Mhm. Anyway, there's so many of them. We're like, what the fuck? What's going on with their powers? And the gems explain. Rose could like make plant life do her bidding and be her like army or whatever.
Now, does this make sense? Not particularly, but
Nope.
do any of Rose's powers make sense at this point?
No, not really. I
You would
mean,
you would think for space rock mommy from outer space with her outer space powers, you think there'd come a point where you go like, oh yeah, you know what? That power makes sense. None of Rose's powers, other than like her shield, I would give her her shield and her bubble, make any fucking sense.
okay. Okay. This is what my brain is going into theory mode. Okay, but this involves stuff that happens like way later on. Anyway, so I feel like the cuz this is like Steven's spit power kind
Hmm.
of.
Yeah,
But like more because it's creating sentient life. Um and also, okay, so um this can also happen with Steven's tears technically. We just don't see it in this episode, but I believe that's what he does uh way later. Like not quite change your mind, but like just before that that he makes a pebble come to life. Um near the finale of the show. Uh And it's like, okay, so it's not just plant life. That's like how you can make gems?
Steven can also, I mean, like Lars dies
Possibly?
later and he gets brought
Yes.
back, so I guess Steven can just Frankenstein anything he wants.
I mean, I was like not quite connecting it to the Lars and possibly Lion thing going on there. I was like, so maybe that's how the gem stuff the gems are maybe made from like all of the diamond powers together somehow creating life maybe and making them those soldiers perhaps. I don't know. This is just a weird idea that entered my brain, because the fact that Steven can literally create life to be his warriors if he so desires. Specifically either plant life or rocks.
Mm.
But it's the fact that like later on that does happen with rocks that I'm just like, is this how gems are made? Anyway, we can continue on with Watermelon
But that's
Steven.
just a theory. A film theory. Thanks for watching.
You're welcome. So what is Steven gonna do with all these like watermelon things that Greg finds very creepy?
What else would an up and coming entrepreneur do when presented with not lemons but watermelons? He will sell them.
He will, but he was just like, I was just
Hmm.
gonna give them away. He has to bribe Mr. Smiley because he's just like has a stand right outside Funland. Of course you're do you have a permit for this, Steven? I mean, he wasn't gonna sell them. So like he didn't need a permit. And then Sadie was like, here, take my money. Literally insert the like the meme or the gif. Take my money. Shut up and take my money. I
Shut
want
up
it.
and take my money. Charlie, you get a point if you name what show that's from.
Futurama?
Thank you. Beep, 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 bing, bing.
I've seen like a single episode of it because it was forced upon me during the beach stay last year, the DXM beach stay, which you did not attend. Rip.
What was I doing at last time?
Were you at Comic-Con or something? I don't
Maybe.
remember.
It was either Comic-Con or it was something. Or no, I think I was going to Idaho. I don't remember.
Maybe that was it. I know that you had something going on and
When
you
was
specifically
the last
talked-
wasn't that in the summer?
Yeah, that was like August, like early August.
What the fuck was I doing? I think August I was moving. No.
That no?
No, I didn't get my job until November. What the fuck was I doing in August? God, this is gonna annoy me. I don't remember what I was doing. But I'm sure I had a reason, otherwise I would have gone.
Yeah. I don't think it was just funds. I feel like you were actively like doing a thing. So, I can't remember. Hmm. Sadness.
Herm.
Well. Yeah, so Sadie's just like, "Okay, I'll give you $5 and I'll take a watermelon Steven." Because they're really adorable and Ronaldo fucking Ronaldo is like obsessed with these things because it looks weird. So he has to blog about it. And then he calls over the entire crowd to be like, he's practically giving them away.
I need to
Steven-
look up how much a watermelon is because $5 does not sound. Yeah, you can go to like Walmart. The Walmart near me has a watermelon for $4.37. I guess that's quote unquote giving it away.
Well, these are big melons, aren't they?
I
They're
don't
the size of a
know.
small person.
They're the size of like onion. How tall is onion? Did Rebecca Sugar ever release How Tall Onion? How Tall Onion, Steven?
Well, they're the size of Steven.
How Tall Steven Universe? Steven's medical paper said that he is 5'6", so but that's older Steven when he went to the doctor in future. So technically speaking, he is 3'3". That's adorable.
He's so small.
He's 3'3". When it's his birthday and he stretches himself, he becomes 4'7". In Steven Universe Future, he's 5'6", and when he's in his diamond mode, he's 7'10".
Damn. He's a small boy. I mean, it's still pretty darn big, I think. That sounds big for a watermelon.
How big are average watermelons? We are okay. That's how much it weighs. What is the circumference? There we go. Circumference of the average watermelon is 30.5 inches, which is a little over 2.5 feet. So yes, technically speaking, you are getting an extra like foot of Steven if you get a watermelon. You're getting like an extra foot of watermelon, but that's actually, oh god, the math part of my brain wants to solve this. That's accounting for the density of a 3'3" tall human made out of watermelon completely, because it's not an an oblong shape like a watermelon is. So a watermelon can be 30.5 inches in circumference on average, which is 2.5 feet. A watermelon person who's 3 feet tall, but is shaped like a person, I'm sure there has to be some mathematic. You know what?
I'm enjoying this, just like watching you do this and hurt
Um,
yourself.
how to? I don't know. So if you want to do this, if you want to try and calculate what a 3 foot three, okay, what is the density of watermelon? The density of watermelon. This will give us a really rough estimation. So of watermelon, the density of intact watermelons are 0.08 to point or to 1 gram per cubic centimeter. Let's take that high end. 1 gram per cubic centimeter. 1 gram per cubic centimeter. Okay. What is the average density of a 3 foot tall human? Um, what is the average density of a human? That is 985 kilograms per meter uh cubed, which
I
that's
hope you know I'm tuning you out.
that's conversion out the ass. Listen, I will figure this out at a later point in my life when we're not trying to record an episode. All I'm saying is, I guess in theory, it is about an equal amount of watermelon that you're buying, whether or not it is watermelon shaped or Steven shaped. And for $5, it doesn't seem like a steal. Ronaldo just doesn't go shopping. He doesn't know shit.
But it's also a specialized like shape. So like he could have made it a bigger price because it's like, you know, he made them cool and different and not just like, I don't know, three-dimensional ovals. Like they're not just melons, they're watermelon Stevens. He could have upped the price. Anyway, how much money does he make from this? He makes 100 pieces of money, which are all in $2 bills.
That would mean he
So
has $200.
it does mean he has $200. I love that they have $2 bills. It's amazing to me. Beautiful.
I mean,
Wonderful.
$2 bills exist. Isn't it that the $2 bill essentially replaces the $1 bill in the Steven Universe world?
Possibly.
Don't they have a $25 bill of, am I misremembering this?
Okay. Okay. Money in Steven Universe. Currency Steven Universe Wiki. There we go. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. We have $1, $2, $3, and $100. And coins. Those are the known bills that we have.
Yeah, okay, so here's the deal. I don't want to pretend like I want to lose my mind any more than I already have over this episode.
You're welcome.
No. So Steven sells out all of his watermelons until Onion comes, and Onion wants the baby watermelon or the baby melon, and Steven doesn't want to give it to him. And Steven's like, I'm not giving it to you, blinks, and it's gone because Onion fucking stole it.
Well, of course he did.
Onion committed heinous crimes against the government.
Why wouldn't he?
It's really funny. um he finally chases down Onion and gets Baby Melon, who springs to life and jumps out of Onion's arms to hug Steven. And Steven's surprised. He's like, "Ah, oh, fuck! If you're alive, that means and everyone's alive."
He has to go get all of the watermelon Stevens, and then this is where we see Ronaldo doing the second vivisection, um, in the show. If I had a nickel for every time Ronaldo tries to do a vivisection, in Steven Universe, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Oh, it's very weird.
And so what happens? The watermelon comes to life, and they all start beating up Ronaldo.
Which
Honestly,
honestly, good.
I'm glad they do.
Yeah, they should. I don't know if you ever watched any of the animated DC movies, but there are a couple that are really funny. A couple moments that are really funny. One instance is Green Lantern's like, they're all fighting Darkseid, and Green Lantern like projects a giant gauntlet, and he's like, "Everyone, watch out and peep the light show." He goes, he punches Darkseid. Darkseid bats him away, and then
Hmm,
two of his minions just like start dogpiling on him.
hmm,
It's funny.
good shit.
Yeah.
Steven has to go back to the gems to be like, hey, the watermelons, they came to life and they're hurting people. Ah,
The watermelons came to life and they're hurting people, so that means the crystal gems got to get out there and fight them. It's really
and
funny because
kill them
like
all.
and kill them all. It's really funny because like at one point they're all a lot of them are holding out Amethyst, and Amethyst is like, "Ah, help me! They're gonna bury me in that hole! Oh, that's such a nice bouquet of flowers."
I love that. That's like one of the best jokes. Definitely the best joke in this episode. So they're killing watermelons left and right. And what happens when the watermelons die? They turn into perfectly cut pieces of watermelon, which is just I love that gag. Wonderful, beautiful. Also, what is up with Pearl shooting lasers from her spear? Has she done this before? I don't remember this.
I don't remember if she has, but she definitely does in the future. So
I'm just like, I don't remember this. Maybe this is just me doing Charlie things, not remembering shit. So Steven is like, no, I don't want. I didn't want this. I didn't want this carnage. And he looks to Baby Melon. And what does Baby Melon do? Pushes Steven.
yeah, sacrifices himself.
He pushes the fuck out of Steven, attacking him and making all the other melons want to attack Baby Melon. And then what does Baby Melon do? Puts his arms out. Like I feel like it's a I mean it's a T pose, but I'm like, are you Jesus right now? Are you the sacrificial lamb? Literally?
I mean,
Bro?
I guess kind of question mark.
I mean, if you remember the stuff that happens later with them, Baby Melon is in fact Jesus. Cuz they make a whole fucking religion out of this.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so Steven's just like, I'm so
Yeah.
fucking disappointed in you.
Yeah, and he's like, "Leave, go away until you understand what true loyalty is." All the watermelon Stevens leave, and they just start walking to the ocean. I don't know if you've seen those memes about like Godzilla after destroying most of Japan is just some like chubby dude walking into the ocean. But that's what I was reminded
Amazing.
of.
Yeah. And that's how we created the Watermelon Stevens, and Watermelon Stevens created a religion. And what does Steven do when the watermelons are all gone? He starts eating Baby Melon.
I mean, you can't waste good watermelon,
Yeah. But also I guess that does make Steven God. Cuz he created the melons.
and that's what you missed on Glee.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, Charlondo.
Charlondo. Ooh,
Yes.
okay. Let's head to the Crystal
Crystal Temple
Temple.
trivia. Hey, so in this episode, like you were talking about earlier, we find out that Garnet and Pearl's weapons have range capabilities. Garnet's gauntlets can just be fired from her fists, and Pearl has an energy blast from her spear.
Amazing. Wonderful. There is a different ending song at the end of this episode. And it utilizes percussion instruments.
This is unfortunately the last episode where Mr. Smiley is voiced by Sinbad.
Fact I did not know
Neither did
before.
I. Yeah, I did not know Sinbad was here.
Interesting. But I think I believe it. I looked it up, and it's just due to like scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
So they had to recast. So when Steven does the hurricane spin spit, as it's called here, Greg says something afterwards about the seeds, and it's a direct reference to a quote from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Have you ever seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
No, but I've seen the Barbie movie, which the beginning of that is
Yeah,
the
is a
same movie.
reference.
So
Yeah, pretty much. So the streaming website that Ronaldo uses is called Weird Star. This might be a reference to World Star Hip Hop, a site that was infamous in 2005 for violent fight videos.
oh my god, amazing. Amethyst does like a very specific attack on the Watermelon Stevens, and it resembles something that Sonic the Hedgehog does, which is a spin dash.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
So while they're fighting the Watermelon Stevens, one of the poses that Garnet does resembles the Frogner Park baby fighter statue in Oslo, Norway.
That's hilarious.
fight them babies.
This is saying that when Pearl says calls the watermelon Stevens twerps, and that she's gonna destroy them, that's a reference to the Fairly Odd Parents.
I
I
guess I don't think so, but
I feel like
whatever.
that's a lot more loose than a lot of these references.
So at the end, when Steven is holding Baby Melon's body and he's telling the other Watermelon Stevens off for their violence, it's probably not, a reference to West Side Story, where Maria also gives a similar speech blaming both of the gangs for Tony's death due to the hate they display towards each other. It could also be similar to the scene in Nasakau of the Valley of the Wind when Princess um,
Nausicaa.
Nasaka, in an attempt to return a damaged Omu baby, is killed by an enraged Omu.
Have you seen Nausicaa?
I haven't. Have you?
I have. It's good. It's a Ghibli movie.
Oh, that's one I haven't watched then.
Yeah, I love Nausicaa. It's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, when Steven is like, I really shouldn't be so surprised by this, because he made sentient life. That is like a reference to the comedian Jack Benny, who makes very similar comments, like in this specific way, like the pose and the aside. Uh, that's cool. That's funny. I didn't know that was a reference.
Neither did I. So the Watermelon Stevens story has a really
Yeah.
strong resemblance to the story of the Israelites in the Bible.
No way.
They're created by a supernatural being. They're sold into slavery. They're sold into slavery. They're redeemed, and then they act contrary to the wishes of their creator, which results in them being exiled.
I mean, I told you, Baby Melon was Jesus. Confirmed. Okay. Um. Hey, look, in the continuity. Um. Sadie has the same scar from Island Adventure on her cheek. Did you know that? Yeah.
I did. The magic moss and the bramble guarding the spring could have been, if we're going off of this theory that Rose could do it, Rose probably made them sentient plants.
Yeah. No, that tracks. Makes sense to me. Uh. In the episode, there's a billboard for Dogcopter 3, um, which is the same movie that Connie and Steven go to see in the episode Lion 2 the movie. And it's seen in the background of the episode. Is cool.
The Watermelon Stevens reappear in the season 3 episode Super Watermelon Island.
Yeah, that in fact is the episode.
Mm,
There's a reference to something from the next episode, which is Sadie's lunches from her mom. You can see them in the big donut.
that's cute. And in Escapism, there's a large statue that's shaped like Baby Melon that can be found on Mask Island, the species that is the current wait what? Oh, the place where they currently live, like their place of residence.
Yeah. And it's doing the same like pose. I love it so much.
He's just a little guy. All right, Charlie.
Ribbert.
Who the fuck are we giving a pearl point to?
I mean, do we give it to Baby Melon?
I'm giving it to Amethyst for her line of like, no, they're digging a hole for me. Oh, that's a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Because at least she has taste.
I mean, my brain was like, it's either I give it to Baby Melon or I give it to just the flowers.
Just give it to the flower.
Give it to the flowers.
No love
that,
for.
that they were gonna bury with Amethyst when they murdered her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no love for Baby Melon Jesus.
No love for Baby Malone Jesus.
He dead. Go
He died.
rest in pieces in
Rest
Steven's stomach.
rest in pieces in Steven's stomach. Jesus Christ, Charlie.
You're welcome.
And the question, it,
Okay. Have you ever grown your own plants that you've eaten? You know?
I have not because I currently live in an apartment, and before that I lived in a
That's
house
fair.
where my mom did not want plants to grow. So
That's fair. I also have not. I know my grandma grows her own tomatoes though.
Tomatoes.
Yeah,
Tomato.
that's it. I got nothing. But I came up with a question, so
We did it.
we did it.
That ends this episode of The Wits.
You know, Robert, if every
What?
podcast were perfect,
We wouldn't have the fucking bits.
see ya fucking next time. Bye.
Bye.
You can follow this podcast socials at The Bits SU Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. You can send a message to our Diamond line through thebitssupod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, and I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Robert, at the Damn Meme page on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Damn is spelled D-A-M. If you want to hear more from me, check out one of my many podcasts. I have a Once Upon a Time podcast called Entering Storybrooke, a Kim Possible podcast called That's a Sitch, and an Oseman Verse podcast called the Truum Grammar Book Club.
The Bits is proud to be a part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like Content and Capable that follows Sam as he tries to figure out what it truly means to adult.
Have you ever gotten so distracted in Stardew Valley that you forgot to sleep? Have you realised that you have a whole room in your house full of dolls? Or have you even bored your friends to sleep talking about your passion? Well then, Content Capable is the podcast for you. Join me, Sam, as I chat to people passionate about what they do, asking questions about how they fell in love with their passion, what they do, and how it interacts with their day-to-day lives. Catch the podcast every Monday as I find out what makes someone tick, all while gleaning interesting and insightful life lessons along the way. There'll be laughs, a bit of crying, a whole lot of conversations, and we learn just a little bit more about the world around us.
What day is Halloween this year? That is a Thursday. Fuck.
Is that bad? I mean, it's
No, this theater I went to is hosting a 40th anniversary production of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I want to go, but it's on Thursday, October 31st. It's homophobic whenever Halloween's not on the weekend because, like, then I can't go out to we can't celebrate Halloween at a Halloween party on the weekend. It has to be like, you know, not.
yeah, okay.
Deus Ex Media.